Hey everyone, back for another movie review. Yes, we have to talk about another superhero movie that is being hailed as the greatest thing since sliced bread. But is it worth the hype? Let's talk about The Batman. The Batman, starring Robert Pattinson, as he plays the Batman, not so much Bruce Wayne though, takes place in the current times where he is in his second year of vigilanticism, where he's telling us, not showing us, that he is striking fear into the hearts of Manhattan, I mean Gotham City, while a lunatic by the name of the Riddler is committing all types of audacities towards politicians and basically anyone who's in charge of government. And he's leaving these trail marks for Batman. So Batman has to deduce what's going on, how it connects to him, and while being someone who listens to Helena by My Chemical Romance over and over again. This is 2 hours and 50 minutes to what really should be only an hour and a half, maybe an hour 45 minutes movie. I will say this right out of the bat. If you like the relationship of will they, won't they between Catwoman and Batman, you might get more out of this movie. I have never found the Catwoman interesting at all. I never give a flying you-know-what about their relationship. So this movie is long. When I say this movie is long, I needed a coffee, and a straight freaking shave after watching this movie. This movie's really dull for 2 minutes. And it's kind of odd because it is a movie that steals very much from other movies. This is literally The Dark Knight mixed with Seven, mixed with Saw. Yeah. And actually the movie I will say this, for the last 40 minutes, the movie did feel good because it got the Catwoman crap out of the way. And she was barely part of it. And that's when we got to the Riddler stuff, which is really good. Unfortunately, we got stuck with, and it is a crime drama noir, which there's nothing wrong with that. It's just there's nothing interesting. Robert Pattinson plays a really good Batman. Unfortunately, he's a terrible Bruce Wayne. I was literally like, you have no charisma. And a lot of things that people were saying about this movie is they liked him as Batman, and I did like him as Batman. The problem is, he's very stiff and wooden as Batman. For people who like to make fun of Christian Bale, Robert Pattinson is no different. And because they added a neck collar to the Batman suit, every time you see him standing up, he looks like he's hunchback. I was like, is this Batman Quasimodo? Which it makes sense because that's why all his camera angles are shot from the bottom going up. So you can notice, like, he looks like he's hunched over. A lot of people have also said about Zoë Kravitz, she's a great actress in this movie. I don't know what they're talking about. She's fine in the action scene, she's fine in the acting part. I sense no chemistry between her and Robert Pattinson. And also she has this thing where, like, it seems like that they like shot like glitter into her eyes. Every time I see her eyes are sparkling, I was like, you might have a condition there, ma'am. I dislike everything about her character. And I will ask the question of this. I know everyone's talking about how great the makeup is on Colin Farrell to make him the Penguin, but here's a better question. Why is the Penguin in this movie? He serves no purpose but to show off that we're going to have a sequel. None. Batman has an extensive library of villains that you could have put in there, and he could have played them. that it would have been like, okay, it doesn't matter. He's just another gangster. They put him in this movie to do nothing. This is how you waste a character. Nothing on making him more about, well, he's really a setup for the next movie. This movie was really frustrating. And I really didn't understand the Riddler for about 2/3 of the movie. But there is a scene in the movie where he gets his doctorate. He explains what was going on throughout the whole movie, and I think I might have a little bit more feeling to the movie when I see it a second time, if I see it a second time in theater, because this is 3 hours of my life I don't want to waste again. But it comes a little bit too late, in all honesty. I think it's okay. It's not terrible. I think it's very much overrated by critics who are hailing it a masterpiece. I did like the musical score. I did like the cinematography. But, hold on a minute. Let's talk about the director, Matt Reeves. Matt Reeves is a fucking idiot. This is the guy who took the first Planet of the Apes movie, which was good. Second movie, not so much. War for the Planet of the Apes was a freaking stupid ass movie. And he has all his worst tendencies here because he doesn't know how to write. And when I say he doesn't know how to write, he doesn't know how to fill in details. He just kind of throws stuff at the wall and says, this is pretty cool. Look at this shot composition. Never mind the fact that this movie takes place while James Gordon is technically a detective, not the commissioner. I could be wrong, someone come back at me on that. But he's yelling at the chief of police what to do. That's not how hierarchy of rank works. It is not. I was like, wait, what? No, that's not how it works. There is a scene during the best scene of the movie where Matt Reeves is a complete idiot. And I will get to this in the spoiler review, where a revelation is made and is treated on deaf ears. I was gobsmacked. There was a revelation that should have been made like in a third or fourth movie that was made in this movie. And I was like, no one's going to follow up on that? This movie is long. This movie has the potential to be really good. Unfortunately, it has a bad writer. They didn't really know what they were doing. And it's overblown. I'm going to give the Batman a 6.2. The last 40 minutes are well worth it. The first two hours, have a coffee, an espresso, a piss break, and anything else you can do. Because it is that slow. Yeah, everyone else is giving this a monstrous review. Yeah, and that's not me. Silky doesn't agree either. Go, whatever. This isn't a masterpiece. It's not. It's better than Dark Knight. I give it that. It's not better than Batman Begins. It's not better than Dark Knight. It's not better than Batman. It's not even better than Batman Returns. Hell, it's nowhere near the Joker. So that's my review of the Batman, and I'm ready for the slings and arrows. Until next time, bye.